Sukada Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram.
ధన్యవాదాः తంగిరాల కృష్ణమూర్తి గారు. Now I request Visalakshi garu to start with the recitation.
सर्वेभ्यो नमो नमः. ప్రార్థన చేస్తారా అండి మీరు?
లేదమ్మా, మీరే చేసే స్టార్ట్ చేసేయండి.
నేను చేయనబ్బని
చేయండి, మీరు ప్రార్థన చేయండి.
వచ్చానండి ఇక్కడ. సరే
వచ్చారా? సచ్చగారు వచ్చారట.
నేను చేస్తా. गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्. ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः. ॐ प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु. ॐ श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः. गुरुरेव गति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे. न गुरोः परमं शशिरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो. ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम्.
ధన్యవాదాः సత్య గారు. అమ్మ విశాలాక్షమ్మ గారు, I request you to take over the session.
ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ పార్వతీ రాజరాజేశ్వరాభ్యాం నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మేధా దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః. ఓం సరస్వత్యై నమః. ఓం శివాయ గురవే నమః. ఓం నమః శివాయై చ నమః శివాయ. ఓం నమః శివాయ. రత్నాకర ధౌత పదాం హిమాలయ కిరీటిని బ్రహ్మ రాజర్షి రత్నాఢ్యాం వందే భారత మాతరం. సభాయై నమః. Today is the second day of our Sanaatana Dharma course class. It is actually Sanaatana Dharma is so vast and having depth that we can never fully complete or completely explain anything, or at least to our satisfaction, complete satisfaction of us also, we cannot even discuss about all these topics. And because so many items are there and it takes a lot of time, only 2 days are given. So just I'm only mentioning a few points. I said there are 28 points. Actually, 8 points, and in 8th point, 21 points we can take. So the minimum 28 points, we have to know what points are there, what items are there to be, to know about Sanatana Dharma, to have at least a little idea of what is the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma and what all about it speaks. So yesterday we are discussing about the 4th point. So that 4th point I will continue a little, and then 5th, 6th and 7th points I will tell today. Then 8th point only points are there. Next in second level, at second level or third level, 4th level and all, then we will try to cover few points more, little by little. Actually, the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma lies in our uninterrupted Jnana Sampada, the vast knowledge that we possess. Since time immemorial, our Sanatana Dharma is existing, facing so many invasions. Bhaktiar Khilji burnt into ashes nearly 1 crore 10 lakhs of our Sanatana Dharma Jnana Granthas, Talapatra Granthas and manuscripts at Takshashila. I think so many people are aware of this fact. Takshashila, it burned continuously for more than 3 months, they say. So even now we can see the black spots of the burning of that complete building and all. So many foreigners actually wanted to destroy our culture and our knowledge. So when they thought that when our knowledge, the books that contain the knowledge and the persons who are so wise and great scholars and teachers and masters, if they are destroyed, our లలితమ్మ అందరికి మ్యూట్ చేసే తల్లి.
అది చేసేసానమ్మా మీరు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. So when our knowledge is destroyed, they thought our Hinduism, our Sanatana Dharma can be destroyed, fully rooted out. So they behaved in such a rude and rash manner. Some foreigners, they took away our granthas. That is at least a little better, because they can have the knowledge and they can study and spread the greatness of our knowledge to the world. So that is why they are having, because they have taken away our books and they have studied, they got so much respect for our spiritual knowledge of our India, our Bharata Desha. Many of them demolished and damaged our granthas, granthalayas, even the libraries, and even our temples they have destroyed. The Devata Vigrahas, they have destroyed a lot. They killed ruthlessly the Pandits, scholars, masters, intellectuals, and wise people, and all the teachers. British people tried to completely remove our Samskrita Bhasha, Sanskrit language they have removed, and they have introduced their English. So, and also they have completely removed our Gurukula Vidya Vidhana, and they started their English way of, British way of education, introduced their English language and their way of study, and they wrote our history, and according to their will and wish, they wrote and made our people study that history for more than 300 years. So generations and generations, they forgot our history and they started reading our history written by foreigners. So these such misconceptions are coming, and correct knowledge is not there in them. They have polluted the minds of our Bharatiyas. So many of our Bharatiyas underwent Bhavadasya due to that, which should be removed at least from now onwards from their minds. Many of our leaders also fell under the grip of those ideas and those people, Britishers, and they could not realize the greatness of our own culture, our own Samskrita Bhasha, the greatness of our Bhasha, and our mountain-like knowledge, which is the real knowledge given to entire mankind. Though so many Shastras have been rooted out by burning the granthas and granthalayas, then actually innumerable Vedas are Anantavai Vedas, we say. So innumerable Vedas are there, then innumerable Veda Shakhas are there. Even then, they could get 1131 Shakhas. Out of 1131 Veda Shakhas, also only 11 are remaining now. Out of 11 also only 7 Shakhas have been now at present. They have been taught by Guru Sishya Parampara to our generations. So we can imagine how much vast knowledge and how many types of shastras have been completely they have been lost, and we are in loss of such great knowledge. Even then, whatever is remaining, seeing that knowledge only, the entire world is wonderstruck at our knowledge. At least now it is time for all of us Bharatiyas to arise from the slumber of ignorance and Atma Nyunata Bhava, and thinking wrongly, as the world is thinking that every invention occurred due to foreigners regarding all aspects of sciences and all other subjects. In fact, among all the subjects of education, we the Bharatiyas, Maharshis are the inventors. They wrote the roots of all Shastras, all Granthas, all subjects of education. But nowadays they are giving noble praises to foreign persons, foreigners, not our people. They could not recognize and realize our in Bharatiyas. Even if we keep our Vedas and Vedic knowledge aside, the greatest scholars were born in our country who studied Vedas, and taking the slokas as roots, they developed Siddhantas, Shastras they have developed. Even in medieval age and modern age also, now also they are there. But none could recognize their originality, greatness. But noble praises are given to foreigners for the items which are invented by our people first, and then second time they might have invented in the sense same ideas may occur simultaneously at the same time also to so many people, people at India and people at other places also, ideas may occur. So thus they got the praises. Now our great personalities, Bodhayana, gave Ganita Shastra theorems to the world. He invented pi, which is in our Sulba Sutras. Later, Pythagoras spoke about pi, and for pi, they speak of Pythagoras, but they do not know about our Bodhayana. Our Aryabhatta invented the value of pi. Aryabhatta is the great astrologer, astronomer, physicist, and mathematician. He wrote Aryabhattiya, a great grantha. He spoke about decimal system, number theory, geometry, trigonometry, algebra, etc., mathematical branches. It is he who invented zero, which is there in our Vedas. After Aryabhatta, Brahmagupta worked in that direction and spoke about Sphuta Siddhanta. The great Ganita Tattvaveta Bhaskaracharya gave to humanity arithmetic, Bija Ganita, that is algebra, the sphere system and Graha Ganita, then mathematics of planets. Then our Jaina Guru Mahavira also contributed a lot to mathematics. He wrote a book, Ganita Sara Sangraha. Our Maharshis contributed a lot to the knowledge in manifold, to Vedanta, Tarka, ontology, etc., astrology, astronomy, geology, geophysics, everything, all branches of education, many subjects. Our great Maharshi, Rishi called Kanada Maharshi, because he maintained his life just by picking up the grains fallen on the ground after the crops is completely taken away by the from the fields by the farmers. Because he ate only those grains, he is called as Kana Ada Atti, to eat. And also people call him Kanada because he spoke about kanas, atoms. Atomic theory is developed. Anusiddhanta is developed by Kanada Maharshi. Vaiseshika Darsana. It is one of our Shaddarsanas. He was the first person to speak about atomic theory. But nowadays in modern age, they speak of so many other persons' names. Later to him, one Varaha Mihira, a very great person, a great astrologer, astronomer. He did researches on hydrology, ecology, and astrology. He is very great astrologer. Even now, we refer to Varaha Mihira's theories. He wrote Bruhat Samhita. Later, Nagarjuna came and he did most astonishing researches in chemistry. He tried to change metal to gold, ordinary metals and even iron. He wanted to change into gold. He did a lot of experiments, but he could not succeed, could not get success. But he did researches on metals and gave a lot of information to other public, to people. Our Vemana Shataka, you know. So our Vemana, who wrote this Vemana Shataka, got success in changing any metal to gold with Parasuvedi Vidya, which is there in our Vedas and our Shastras. In the field of medicine, our Bharatiyas stood first. Ayurveda is the first medical science, we can say. Atreya Maharshi and Charaka Maharshi brought Ayurveda Vidya from heaven to earth, from Brahmadeva, Chaturmukha Brahmadeva, God Brahma, to Deva, Indra he learnt, and then from Indra to Aswini Devatas, and from Aswini Devatas to Maharshis, Charaka Maharshi, and through him to all of us. Then Susruta was the most famous surgeon in doing operations in the world. For the first time he did operations, and later on other surgeons developed. Nobody can surpass Susruta in doing surgery. He wrote Susruta Samhita. Our Patanjali Maharshi wrote Yoga Darshana, one of Shaddarsanas. The Yoga Sutras play a very important role in maintaining our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health, well-being of all human beings. Those who follow them by doing yoga asanas, pranayama yoga asanas, they can maintain very sound health. Our Jagadguru Sri Adishankara Bhagavatpada's unimaginable methods. He is the greatest intellectual person in the whole world, which is accepted by one and all. That his methods is the great treasure of our Sanaatana Dharma. And such great noble persons are backbones of our Sanaatana Dharma. The greatness of our Sanaatana Dharma is there in our Vedic knowledge, Vaidika Jnana, in our Maharshis, in our holy rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Krishna, Tungabhadra, etc. Many rivers are there. Our sages like Valmiki Maharshi, Vedavyasa Maharshi, Gautama Maharshi, Bharadwaja, Vasishta, Viswamitra, Jamadagni, Rishyasringa, Chavana, Shemika, Kashyapa, so many Maharshis. They are all who always protect the entire mankind with the power of their penance. Then many Siddhasramas like Siddhasramas and Tapobhumis, Deva Bhumis are there like Sri Saila, Himalayas, Naimisaranya, etc. places. And Divya Kshetras like Kasi, Sri Saila, Gaya, Prayaga, Srikalahasti, Venkatachala, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Dwadasha, Jyotirlingas, Ashtadasha, Shaktipeethas, etc. Many places are there where the Vishwa Chaitanya Shakti, the universal consciousness, we say Chichikti, is prevailing in a concentrated manner. The whole universe is filled with Chaitanya, Chichikti. Even then, at some particular places, it is concentrated, and that Chichikti exists. So our temples have been built at that places to grasp that, gain that power. So our Maharshis are so great that they planned all these temples where to be built according to the importance of that place and that time also. So Maharshis and great persons did several, they performed penances. They did several yajna yagas at so many places, by which all the places and entire universe became very holy and pious, and they became Siddha Bhumis, where Maharshis got Siddhi by doing penance. Those places are Siddha Bhumis. In those Siddha Bhumis, even if ordinary people like us do penance or do at least meditation, in manifold manner we can get the result of it. So we can attain Siddhi easily there at that place. There are Chiranjeevis in our pious motherland. All of them are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. That is why, though so many invasions are there, hurdles are coming, even then throughout lakhs of these years, our Sanatana Dharma is being maintained, and our Dharma is withstanding and still shining in a very bright, with very bright luster. Even in our present age, there are several great people who are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. They are Trimatacharyas, Jagat Gurus, Sri Adishankara Bhagavad Pada, then Madhvacharya, Sri Ramanujacharya, Vallabhacharya, then their Shishya Parampara. So many Jagat Guru Paramparas are there. Then Swami Vidyaranya, Sri Ramana Maharshi, Sri Samartha Ramadasa, then Sadguru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, now Paramacharya Swami, Sri Chandrasekharendra, Saraswati Swami Varu, etc. Innumerable people are there. And Jagat Guru Parampara of all 5 Peethas are protecting our Sanatana Dharma. They all are they all of them are having the part of divinity in them, so they got such great power. They are not just ordinary people. So our Sanatana Dharma is being taken care of, all of them. Our Sanatana Dharma is there in the blood and thoughts and behavior of all of us born in our pious motherland. We should practice it, protect our Sanatana Dharma. Now this is the 4th point. So, which I started yesterday. Now 5th point is actually what is Dharma? What is Dharma? We should analyze sharply and know what is Dharma. Dharate iti dharmaha, we say. That which is bearing this whole universe, holding, that is called as Dharma. Regarding what is Dharma, sages defined and explained in many ways. In fact, all our Dharma Shastras, all our Puranas, Itihasas, each and every Grantha speaks about Dharma, defines Dharma. In Mahabharata, we find a lot of many slokas that explain about what is Dharma, what sorts of Dharmas are there. So our Puranas, Itihasas, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata, Ramayana, Dharma Shastras, Bharata, all Natakas, Kavya Natakas, even Subhashitas, they speak about our entire Sahitya speaks about what is Dharma, what sort of dharmas are there, how a person should behave and all. So the word Dharma has come from the root Dhru, Dhara, to bear, Dharati, Dharana, Dharma ityakuku, Dharmo Dharayate Prajaha, by which power this whole universe is being maintained. The movable and immovable nature is being maintained. The entire mankind is living mutually, happily. That by which a status, a system, a vyavastha, we say, will not be broken is called as Dharma. So that which keeps our vyavastha in correct manner is called as Dharma. For any object, it got its own natural rights. They are all dharmas. That is called as dharma of that object. When God created this universe, to maintain this properly, God created certain core of conduct, certain rules and restrictions to be followed by all, including the natural powers. That is called as dharma and rutam also. To maintain equanimity in the nature, to follow the rules of nature, God has created certain rules to be followed. Those rules are called as dharma. If we purchase any object, any article, either fridge or washing machine or something, any machine, then they give us a sort of brochure which explains us the way to use that article, that preserve machine or anything. For example, suppose washing machine we have purchased, then they give complete instructions as to how to use it. Similarly, Paramatma also created this wonderful nature, Prakriti, with all sorts of objects of enjoyment for the sake of living beings. And also with that, he gave us certain instructions, the way of life, which can be called as the key, by following which we can enjoy all sorts of happiness here in this world from the nature, and finally reach Paramatma after leaving this body. That is called as Dharma. That Dharma is Veda Dharma, Sanaatana Dharma. Dharma means Sanatana Dharma only. This is the key given by God to open the treasure house of bliss and happiness and enjoy them. The word Dharma got several meanings. The word Dharma is very vast. It got several phases. Dharma is being practiced in several ways. Dharma means punya, nyaya, satya, niti, we say morals, even that is dharma. Dharma means yajna acharana, to practice yajna, to do satkarmas is dharma. Dharma is Paramatma. Dharma itself is God, Lord, Sri Mahavishnu, we say. God is called as Dharma. So, Dharmo hi Vishwasya Jagataha Pratishta. The name and fame of world is Dharma. That is, they are dependent on Dharma. If we follow Dharma, we get name and fame, happiness, and even moksha. We should be very careful in distinguishing Dharma and Adharma, because sometimes Adharma appears as if it is Dharma. And some people may consider Dharma unknowingly Apadharmas and Dharma Sukshmas because they are not aware of. They may consider Dharma to be Adharma. So only a hairbreadth of difference exists between them, Dharma and Adharma. So that should be ably distinguished, and we should know what is Dharma and what is Adharma, and accordingly we should do only Dharma. We should not do Adharma at any time. So we Shastra Vihita Karma Charana is Dharma. Shastra Nishiddha Karma Charana is Adharma. So what our Shastra says, accordingly we should do. Then that becomes Dharma Charana. So we should do karmas told in our Shastras, given in our Shastras. Dharmo hi Vishwasya Jagatah Pratishta. Loke dharmishtam praja upasarpante. Dharmena papam apanudati. Dharme sarvam pratishtitam. Tasmat dharmam paramam vadanti. Thus Veda spoke that for all dharmas, dharma is the adhara. Even for other dharmas, dharma itself is the sustenance. It is the substratum. It is the adhara. In this world, people approach a dharmika. A person who follows dharma is dharmika, who practices dharma. So by practicing, one can clear away all his sins by following dharma. He will attain punya. So when punya comes, papa automatically eradicates. Everything is established in dharma only. Dharme sarvam pratishtitam, they say. All great and noble people become ready to give away anything, but they never leave their dharma. The dharma which they catch, and which they keep as their rule of life, they never get deviated from that. If necessary, they become ready to live even their lives. That is the greatness of such great dharmikas like Sri Ramachandra, Satya Harishchandra, Dharmaraja, Shibi Chakravarti, Bali Chakravarti, Nala Maharaja, etc. So many great personalities are there. Many dharmikas are there. People lost their properties, kingdoms, but never lost their Satya and Dharma vratas they undertook. Dharma alone is eternal. The fruit of Dharma is eternal. Actually, why we should practice Dharma? Because just as if we know the dharmas of articles and use them, we can get complete benefit from them. Similarly, if we know Srishti Dharma, Prakriti Dharma, Vastu Dharma, Jiva Dharma, Atma Dharma, and lead the life here accordingly, then we can achieve what all we have to achieve and enjoy in this here in this world and hereafter, after leaving this body at heavenly abodes, or even mukti we can get. That is why Nannaya Pattaraka, he translated Mahabharata from Sanskrit to Telugu. Then there he wrote a very great poem in Telugu. Dharmajnulaina Purushulu Dharmamunaku Kīdu Seyu Dharmamunendu Dharmamuga Madi Dalaparu Dharmame Sarvambunaku Hitambuga Valayun. So that is the greatness of our Dharma. So those who are aware of Dharma, they never consider that Dharma as Dharma, which does harm to Dharma. So Dharma should always be doing good and benefit to others. Dharma sanjayate hyartho, dharma tamopi jayate, dharma eva apavargaya, tasmat dharmam samashrayet. By following dharma, we can get artha, that is wealth, or fulfillment of the works we do, all the works done by us. By dharma, the kama can be obtained. Dharma is the cause of getting moksha. That is why one should always follow dharma. The same idea is given in another sloka also. Dharma artha prapavati, dharma prapavate sukham, dharmena lapate sarvam dharmasaram idam jagat. Manudharma Shastra said like this: Dharma eva hato hanti, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, tasmat dharmo na hantavyo, mano dharmo hato vatihi. If we destroy dharma, that is, do not follow dharma, that destroys us. If we protect dharma, that dharma protects us. Therefore, at any circumstances, we should not let dharma get destroyed. We should always follow dharma and protect dharma. Now, sixth point is, how many varieties of dharmas are there? Dharma is of many faces. We said there are several dharmas. There are Shasvata dharmas, eternal dharmas. Then eternal dharmas are Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, Ahimsa, etc. They are Shasvata. They never change from person to person, place to or time or anything. They are always same, one and same. There are certain dharmas which change with the change of time, space, and person. They are Sadharana dharmas. Then that dharma, that is dharma at some, that is what is dharma at some place may not be dharma at another place. Dharma to a person may not be dharma of another person. Dharma at one place may not be dharma of at another place according to atmosphere and also many features. So such differences are there. Dharma of a particular time also may not be dharma to other persons at other times. Ordinary dharmas, not regarding eternal dharmas. So there are Shasvata dharmas like Ritam in nature. There are Shasvata dharmas like Satya Dharma, Samata, Prema, etc., Ahimsa and all. There are Samanya dharmas, common dharmas. And also there are Vishesha dharmas, particular dharmas. They are dharma to particular persons at a particular place, at a particular time. They are dharmas to all. There are Dharma Sukshmas, which are spoken in Mahabharata in a very lengthy manner with so many stories and illustrations. Then Apadharmas are there, Manava Dharmas, Prakriti Dharmas, Sharira Dharmas, Vyashti Dharmas, Samishti Dharmas are there. Swadharma, Paradharma also exists to each and every one. So thus several dharmas are there. We should know thoroughly all these dharmas and follow them in our lives. And automatically we are all following them, whether we know that such differences are there or not. Most of us are following mostly dharma only. Here and there, some people may be there in society who are misbehaving, not following dharma and following adharma. Atma dharma is given utmost importance among all these dharmas because Atma artham prithvin tyajet, they said. Atma dharma is that dharma by which we elevate ourselves into higher regions. From sattva guna, we should from trigunas, we should try to develop sattva guna. From Sattva Guna, we should get elevated to Shuddha Sattva Guna. That is Atma Guna. So that is Atma Dharma. Uttared Atman Atmanam Natmanam Avasadayet. Atmeva hi Atmano Banthur Atmaiva Ripur Atmanaha, says Paramatma in Gita. We should always try to elevate our Atma, because Atma is here spoken in the sense of mind also here in this sloka. We should elevate our Atma by our Atma. We should never let our Atma perish. Atma, that is mind itself, is our relative and also our enemy. Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandhamokshayo, we say. To get Dehatma Bhava is our enemy. Considering this body to be I and behaving like an animal and doing all works just to feed this body and getting physical enjoyment, that is not dharma. To get identity with the body is Dehatma Bhava, which is Jada. To consider this body as I itself is enemy to anybody, any human being, to all of us. With Atmanatma Viveka, that is discrimination, with discriminative power, we should know who am I, what is this body. This body is only an instrument to I, really we. I am Jiva. Who Jiva itself is, Jivatma is Paramatma. So it is one and same, but as long as that Ajnana, Maya, ignorance is there, we consider Jivatma separately. So we should become, if we consider ourselves as Jiva, then we should try to become Deva. And from Deva, God, we should try to know about the Paramatman, Parabrahman, and get elevated and get moksha. When once we know what is Parabrahman, then we become Brahman. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, says Upanishads. So to get moksha is correct knowledge, and that knowledge is the Viveka, and that is our friend, that is our relative. So that is the cause of liberation. Mind is always chanchala, that is fickle. Buddhi always properly decides what is good and what is bad. So what is to be done and what is not to be done, Atma Prabodha always comes to each and everyone. We should follow that. That is Atma Prabodha, we say, inside the Buddhi and Atma. Beyond the Buddhi is Atma. That Atma Prachodana, it does Prachodana to us and it gives us. We should listen to that Atma Prabodha and follow Dharma. They say, Tyajedekam kulasyate, gramasyate kulan tyajet, graman janapadasyate, atmartham prithvin tyajet. If by one person there is any harm to a family, to kula, that one person should be abandoned. If by any one kula, that is a group of certain group of persons, if there is harm to a village, then that kula, that family should be abandoned. That is kept aside. If by a village any trouble comes to a big town or a city, that village should be abandoned, they say. But for the sake of Atma, if necessary, one should abandon the entire earth. Our Paramadharma is to realize Atma as Paramatma, to become one with Godhood. It is the Paramagamya of our life. For the sake of getting that Brahmajnana, we can leave even everything, Rikitan also. The eternal laws framed by God never change. That is called as Niyati, Niyama. It is called as Rutam. Accordingly, according to this Rutam, the sun, moon, Panchabhutas, nature, etc., all they do their duties. Sun rises and sun sets regularly according to the time. Sunset comes at proper time. Sunrise also at proper time. It takes place. Then every day sun rises in the east only, and at the morning only. In the nature, the seasons, ritus come one after another. Sun gives us heat, luster, health. Moon always is very cool and gives pleasant luster and happiness. Amrutatva he gives. The dharma of water is to be cool and to flow downwards. The fire god Dahakatva. it rises high upwards. Grahas, nakshatras move in their own kakshas. All these are Shashvata dharmas. They never change. They are all doing due to Rutam, that niyati made by God. That is their dharma. They always behave with Paramatma Shasana. Phishasmad vatak pavate, Phishodeti Suryaha, Payad Indrasya Agnisya, Mrityur Dhavati Panchamaha, says Upanishad. It is with the fear of Shasana Bhaya of Paramatma, the wind god blows, the sun rises. With the fear of Paramatma, Indra and Agni, etc., they work properly. And even God of death comes running. That is, he does his duty correctly, exactly at the restricted seconds. The Sadharana dharmas are those which change according to the change of time, space, and person. Certain dharmas appear as adharma, but they are dharma only. They are dharma sukshmas. To protect a big dharma, if it becomes necessary to do a small adharma, then that is not adharma. That is known as dharma sukshma. In Kurukshetra war, Dharmaraja said loudly, Aswethama hataha, and said slowly, Kunjaraha. Kunjaraha means elephant. This is dharma sukshma. That is dharma only, not adharma, because Dharmaraja said like that because of the words of Sri Krishna Paramatma, Lord Krishna, who is God, who is dharma himself. So when Paramatma says, how can that be adharma? So because of Sri Krishna's words, Dharmaraja uttered those words. So that is dharma. When Sumanta is taking Sri Ramachandra and Sita Mata Lakshmana Swami to drop them in the forest while going for 14 years of Vanavasa, then Dasaratha Maharaja asked Sumanta to stop the chariot loudly. He said, "Oh Sumanta, please stop the chariot. Do not take Rama away from me, not to take them away." Then Sri Ramachandra asked Sumanta to continue chariot riding and not to stop the chariot. Then Sumanta questions Sri Rama, "When I return to the kingdom, if the king asks me why I did not stop the chariot, then what should I say?" Then Sri Ramachandra said, "You say that you did not listen, you did not heard that sound of words uttered by my father in the sound of chariot." So we really wonder at this reply of Sri Ramachandra, but that is the way of protecting the big dharma. He is keeping up dharma. That is not a dharma. That is not telling lie. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. Sri Rama is dharma incarnation. Dharma is in the form of Sri Ramachandra. So Sri Rama is going to the forest on the words of his father to keep his father in dharma. So he should go to the forest. That is his utmost dharma. That is his dharma. So even if father out of putra moha, putra prema, asks Rama not to go to the forest, if Rama stops there, then his father gets the sin of not keeping his words. So the foremost important dharma of Sri Rama at that time is to go to the forest and make his father stand in Satyanishta. That is dharma sukshma. In the nature, the rivers and oceans, though flow at a very high speed, never transgress these banks. Cheliyalikatta, we say. The mountains stand very firmly where they stay. The Panchaputas, rivers, trees, they never work for themselves. They work for the benefit and welfare of others. Paropakaraya vahanti nadyaha, paropakaraya phalanti vrikshaha, paropakaraya the duhanti gavaha, paropakarartham idam shariram. The trees and creepers give fruits and flowers according to the season. Srishti, Sthiti, and Laya take place in an order. Gods have their own dharmas, even gods. If they are pleased by the devotion and prayer of human beings, if they appear before any human being, they never go away without giving boons. They have to give boons. That is their dharma. Animals have their own dharmas. For each and every living being, their dharmas exist for them. Rutam is there in nature. Along with eternal truths, general dharmas also are there. All these will be applied to all human beings. Human beings got their dharmas, such as speaking truth, practicing dharma, maintaining dharma, samata, prema, ahimsa, having bhutadaya, then yajna charana, doing yajnas, then aparigraha, we should not take the articles of any others, then having charity, dana guna, then mata pitru seva, to serve parents, prakriti parirakshana, etc. All these are the dharmas for all human beings. Wishing the welfare of others and not able to bear the sufferings of others is called as daya. Paradukha, asahishnuta, daya. Even daya, everyone should possess. To wish the welfare of all living beings is bhutadaya. Wish all of us should have bhutadaya. Among all human dharmas, Manava dharmas, Satyanishta, Dharmacharana, Daiva Bhakti, Pitru Bhakti, Guru Bhakti are most important. All human beings have Kutumba Sambandha dharmas, Udyoga dharmas. Duty is first, everything next we say. Then Sankhika dharmas we got. Dharma with other human fellow beings. And another important dharma is having Desha Bhakti. As a citizen, everyone should possess Desha Bhakti. So, Desha Bhakti is also very important dharma. Desha Bhakti means loving all people of our country, motherland, and doing good to them is Desha Bhakti. As a citizen, it is our duty to serve our nation. For the sake of protecting our nation, we should become ready to abandon even our lives. Most important dharma is Atma Dharma, we said among all these. So that is to acquire Atma Gunas and Daivi Gunas and elevating them into Suddha Sattva Guna and getting moksha is the most important dharma of man, human being. Certain dharmas vary from one person to another person. For each and every individual, many dharmas are there. As son or daughter, dharmas are there towards parents. Even parents have their own dharma towards their children. As brother, as sister, as relative towards relatives, as a man with neighbors, as a student with the teachers, as a ujjogi, as a person in society, duty towards nation as a citizen, dharma towards dharma in which we are born, we should maintain, etc. So many dharmas are there. For women, three dharmas are there. For men, purusha dharmas are there. For children, their own dharmas are there. Then vritti para dharmas, ujjoga dharmas are there. They all have to be followed by all of us. Besides all this, everyone should follow varnasrama dharmas. Varna dharmas and asrama dharmas. Some people are getting doubt that when there are so many dharmas for all, for the nature, for gods, for human beings, for animals, similarly, even rakshasas, demons are there. So when they are following their own dharmas of afflicting others and disturbing yajnas and yagas and torturing dharmikas and bhaktas, rishis, then why should they be blamed? Because that is their dharma and they are doing. This is the question one person put to me, so I am answering. So if they follow their dharma, then why should they be blamed and punished by Sriman Narayana getting even incarnations and killing them by God? So here we should know that the fact that if anybody frame dharmas, their own dharmas as per their will and wish, they will not become dharmas. If they afflict others, they are not real dharmas. If a person says, I have coined this dharma and I want to follow this, that may be restricted to that person, whether punya or papa is of his own. That is not Shastra Vihita dharma. Dharmas should always be according to Shastras, according to Vedas, according to what is said, given to us by Maharshis, Sarvajana Hita Kankshis. Shastra Vihita dharmas only are dharmas. They should always be beneficial to each and every individual, to the nature and to all others. Then only they are called as dharmas. The Rakshasas feel that their dharmas are drinking surapana to torture Bhagavad Bhaktas. to create hindrances to Yajna Yagadi Daiva Karyas, and to snatch away the Havis offerings, oblations offered to gods, they snatch away Rakshasas from the Yajnas. So in view of Paramatma and Prakriti, and also according to Daiva Dharmas and even Manava Dharmas, these Rakshasa Dharmas are Adharma. So Rakshasas are following the Dharmas framed by them, not doing and following the Dharmas framed by God. What is Paramatma Shasana? That should be followed by either human beings or Rakshasas or animals or even nature. So following that should be followed, and by living and not living, living and non-living creatures also follow even Paramatma Shasana. Stavara Jangamatmaka Yavad Prakriti follows Paramatma Shasana. So because they are not following these Rakshasas, Rakshasa Dharmas are not Dharma. So that is why they have to be punished, and Paramatma punishes them. Because if any hindrance occurs to Dharma, then Paramatma takes birth, takes incarnation. Paramatma declared, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, apyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyakam. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Even Jagannatha said the same in Devi Mahatyam, that is Chandi Saptasati. Itham yada yada batha danavepyo bhavishyati tada tada avatirya aham karishyam yarisankshayam. The actions of cruel people are adharma, so they should be condemned and punished. God takes incarnation for dushta sikshana, sishta rakshana, and dharma sthapana. These three are the purposes of incarnation. Lord Sri Mahavishnu took incarnation of Sri Krishna with these purposes, and also for Martya Sikshana. He taught to all human beings what is good and what is real knowledge, Tattva Jnana. He advised, and to give correct knowledge is Martya Sikshana is giving Sikshana to human beings, giving knowledge to them. That is why he got we got this Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Sri Mahavishnu was born as Sri Ramachandra to show the ideals of human relationships to all human beings and to establish Dharma. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. Sri Ramachandra became ideal to all human beings by his virtues and virtuous ideal behavior as a son, as a brother, as a friend, as husband, as ruler, the king, and even as an enemy to Ravanasura. And also exhibited, in fact, he never considered Ravana as enemy, Ravana considered. And also exhibited and became ideal in Ekapatnitva, Ekapatni Vrata he got. And Asrita Rakshana, which is the most important quality of a king, and a Kshatriya, and also as an ideal king. So he never deviated even an inch in following Dharma. He always maintained his Satyanishta and Dharmanishta. He made his father student Satyanishta. That is why he has become an ideal to all of us. This is our Sanaatana Dharma. When Sri Ramachandra bowed down to his mother and saluted her, she blessed him at the time of leaving Ayodhya and going to Vanavasa. She blessed him as Yem palayasi dharmam tvam dhrutya cha niyamena cha savai raghava shardula dharmastvam apirakshatu. She blessed. Hey Raghava Shardula, which dharma you are observing with firmness and as a principle, that dharma will protect you. Srimad Ramayana taught us about Satya Dharma and all dharmas related to family and human relations. Mahabharata made us aware of the losses that occur due to the hatred and kutsitas. Mahabharata narrated several samajika dharmas and morals. In Mahabharata, there are several upakhyanas. Each story gives us a moral, and the dialogues speak about several dharmas and dharma sukshmas and even apadharmas. Srimad Bhagavata preached us Bhakti Dharma, Bhakti Shastra it is called as. In fact, Bhagavata is considered as the form of Paramatma, Sri Krishna himself. It is taught about Ananya Bhakti. So Bhagavata is Sakshat Paramatma. Satya, Dharma, Samata, Prema, Ahimsa, etc. all should be followed throughout the life and not just now and then. A Dharmacharana should become quite normal to all of us, to all human beings. That should be part of our life. It should be normal attitude to us. So since childhood, children should be taught all morals and devotion, and they should try to practice dharma and behave as dharmikas since their childhood. Then they shine very excellently as dharmikas. If we follow dharma, that dharma protects us. Pravarakya used to worship fire god with all devotion. He used to do Trikala Sandhyavandana and doing Agni Karya and used to worship Agni thrice a day. That was his principle. He kept that Agni Aratana, he kept as principle. Once a Siddha came to his house and being pleased by his service, he gives him a sort of, he gave him a sort of anointing paste to be applied to his feet, by the power of which within minutes he can go wherever he wants to go to see the places, because he never went anywhere, because he has to observe the worshipping of thrice Agni Deva. So even he has to go here and there and see something at least for a few hours. So he can go to any place by that paste. So the Siddha gave that. Then applying that to his feet, that lepana to his feet, within seconds, according to his Sankalpa, Pravarakya went to Himalayas. He wanted to see Himavat Parvatas. He went to Himalayas and he became very happy. He completely observed that, then worship nature and all that is, seeing the beauty of that mountains, temples there that exist nearby. Then that is, he went to Badrinath, Kedarnath, etc. we can think. Then in that evening again, he has to return home to do his Agni Karya. So Agni Arathana, even if he is engaged in very important works going outside, morning and evening he should do, afternoon he can do Manasika. And at home his wife will do on behalf of him. But so by evening he should reach home. That is a must for him. But by that time that Lepana got washed off by the waters of Himalaya, ice of Himalaya. So he prays fire god, and fire god immediately makes him reach his home within seconds. So that this is an example for dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. If we follow dharma, that dharma protects us. Elders say there should not be delay in dharma charana. Vilamba nachare dharme chalam chittam vinashritihi. Vinashritihi. Then dharma karya should be done at once and throughout the life, because nityam sannihito mrityuhu kartavyo dharma sangrahaha. Mrityu is always following us like shadow. We do not know when it captures us. So we should always be ready to leave this body and go away with whenever it comes and asks us to come. So Rabindranath Tagore, the great person, said, when death comes and knocks at my door, I will set my guest with the vessel full of my life. So he is always very ready. Mostly people are afraid of Mrityubhaya only, but we should never be afraid of Mrityubhaya. Why? Because it has to come. Whenever it is destined to come, it will come. Nobody can stop that. When it cannot be stopped, why to worry? At the time of our death, nobody can accompany us except the dharma we did. So namutrahi na amutrahi sahayartham pita mata cha tishtataha na putradara na jnatihi dharmaha tishtati kevalam. Dharmas tishtati kevalam. So we should always do our duties sincerely and practice dharma and gain punya, because it is dharma which alone accompanies us and which protects us, and no others can follow us. Out of many faces dharma has, even if we follow one point of dharma, keeping that as our principle and vow, we can get liberated. All of us are aware of the story of cow and calf, the tiger. At childhood, every mother tells this story to her children, all children certainly. The cow teaches to its calf, its child, that one should never tell lie at any time, at any cost. One should always keep up truth. One should always keep up the words he says. We have to keep up the words we say. These are the teachings which the cow used to teach to her calf, and follows it. She also follows it when wherever and whenever it is there, it always follows. So once it happened to go to the no, every day the cow goes to the forest to eat grass. Once it happened that a tiger came across this cow, and tiger wanted to eat the cow. You know that story. Then cow requests tiger to leave her for a few hours, so that for the last time she can feed her child and bid goodbye. And certainly she promised she will come back. The tiger does not believe. Even then it says, okay, you go. It leaves it. But really the cow comes back. So the tiger, such a cruel animal. Tiger is the most cruel animal among all animals. So even that, her heart is melted, and even that tiger left cow without capturing, without eating. So that is the greatness of Satyavrata. Even Satya Harishchandra, that Satya Santata got such great immense power. Satya Harishchandra, he sold his wife, his son, and even he himself sold himself and became a servant. He became Katikapari. Even then, why? Because to maintain Satya Vrata, even then he did not deviate from Satya. Ultimately, gods blessed him. Then Bali Chakravarti showed that Dana, by Dana, one can attain God's affection and love and favor. So Bali Chakravarti, Balidana, we say Bali Chakravarti donated completely his entire kingdom. Not only his kingdom, entire universe has been given away. And he offered his Aham and Mama. That is the greatness. That is called as Balidana. He offered his ego, I and mine, Aham and Mama, he donated to Paramatma. So Lord favored, Sriman Narayana favored Bali Chakravarti in a with very much compassion. Then Shiva Chakravarti offered his body to protect the pagan who took shelter, his shelter, that is for Asrita Rakshana, and was praised even by gods. Bhakta Mirabai and Vibhishana, etc., proved that in reaching God, one need not care anybody, even their elders and anything. Thus, in our Sahitya, there are several Udantas, incidents, stories, illustrations that speak about the fruit of practicing Dharma. Our Maharshis asked us to worship Surya, sun god, Pratyaksha Paramatma, sun is Asavadityo Brahma. Veda commanded us, Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, etc. Even Sri Ramachandra said, Aswathinam katham daivam prakare rapiradhyate, Swathinam samatikramya mataram pitaram gurum. In how many ways we can worship God who is not under our control and please God, leaving the mother, father, and guru who are always taking care of us in all our necessities, whether we ask or not. They are always thinking of us only, and they are under our control. In the sense, if we think of them, call them, immediately they come to our rescue and protect us. So mother, father, and teacher are Pratyaksha Devatas to us. This is our dharma. Our Sanatana dharma says that we should follow Varna and Asrama dharmas and do Srauta and Smarta karmas with the mind of offering the fruits of actions to God. Our Sanatana dharma says that in whichever family, whichever religion, in whichever country God made us to take birth, we should do our duties befitting to them, to the roles as we have to play there, and thereby we can get liberated. A foreign lady, being inspired by very much by the unmatchable intelligence of Swami Vivekananda. His knowledge and talent is very excellent and great. So she wanted to marry him, Swami Vivekananda, and request him that she wants to get a son like him. So she wants to marry him. Then further Swami Vivekananda immediately replied, Ma, for this, why to speak of marriage? This very moment I am accepting you as my mother. You consider me as your son. Your wish will be fulfilled. She became gifted to such Pranopas, never deviated from Brahmacharya Vrata, which he kept as vow. He enhanced the respect of our Sanaatana Dharma. So that is how people behave. We all should behave. If anybody say what is Dharma, we can say wonderful poem in Mahabharata. Oruleyavi yonarin manambunakagu taan orulatina viseya kuniki parayanamu paramadharma padhamulakellan. For whatever action us by others, we feel sad, we get afflicted. We should not do such. That is the great dharma. Duryodhana said, Janami dharmam nachame pravrittihi, janam yatharmam nachame nivrittihi, kenapi devena hridi stitena yatha niyuktosmi tatha karomi. I know what is dharma. No, but I cannot revert to dharma. I just do whatever is being instigated from my mind, from inside. Somebody sitting in my heart tells something to do, and I am doing that. So he knows, and yet he did not do dharma. So he vanished and perished. Thus he did not follow dharma and did all unrighteous deeds and perished. Yato dharmas tato Krishnaha, yato Krishnas tato jayam. Where there is dharma, there Krishna, that is God. Where dharma is there, there God exists. Where God stays, there success comes. So that there lies the victory. That is why Pandavas got victory and Kauravas were defeated. Even if Krishna did not do any war, yet because he is there, they got victory. Everybody should do their own duties. Sri Krishna Paramatma said, Swadharme nithanam sreyaha paradharmo hayavahaha. It is better to die while doing one's own dharma. Paradharma is always cause of fear. Though the eternal dharmas are being followed at all times, yet according to Yuga Pheda, Dharma Pheda is also there. Krute tu manavam dharmam, Tretayam Gautamam Smrutam, Dwapare Shankha Likhitaha, Kalau Parasharaha Smrutaha. In Kruta Yuga, Manu Dharma should be followed. In Treta Yuga, Dharma given by Gautama Maharshi. In Dwapara, the Dharma spoken by Shankha and Likhita. And at Kali Yuga, Parashara Maharshi, the Dharma given by Parashara. Parashara means Parashara Maharshi Sapachan, that is Vyasa Bhagavan. That should be followed. So in Srimad Bhagavata, it is said that Dharma Devata got 4 feet, namely Tapas, Shaucha, Daya and Satyam. In Kruta Yuga, Dharma existed with all these 4 padas. But in Treta Yuga, 1 pada, Tapas has gone and Dharma walked with only 3 padas. In Dwapara Yuga, 1 more pada has fallen down and Dharma was walking only with 2 feet. In Kali Yuga, 3rd pada, Daya, is also broken and Dharma is surviving only with 1 pada, Satyam. Now we should try to revive the last 3 padas, Tapas, Shaucha and Daya also, and see that Dharma moves with all her 4 padas. Kalau Keshava Kirtanam, they said, Namasmaranad Anyopayam Nahi Pashyamo Bhavatarane, Rama Hare, Krishna Hare, Sri Rama Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, we say. There is no other upaya, remedy, except Namasmarana of God to get liberated. So, Dharma Devata is spoken as Gomata, cow. So everybody should develop Sattvika Gunas and devotion and try to get liberated. Now, 7th point is, what are the characteristics of Dharma? There are many characteristics of Dharma. Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaka. Ahimsa Satyam Asteyam Brahmacharyam Aparigraha. These are some of the lakshanas of Dharma. 10 more gunas of Dharma are given in one sloka. Dhruti Kshama Damosteyam Shaucham Indriya Nigraha. Kriir Vidya Satyam Akrodhaha. Etat dharmasya lakshanam. Dasakam dharma lakshanam. It is there in Manusmruti. Shruti, that is dhairya and stiratva. Kshama means forbearance, tolerance. Damaha, sense control. Asteyam, not robbing others' belongings. Shaucha means physical and mental purity. Indriya nigraha is control of internal and external sense organs. Hrih means bashfulness, feeling shy to do wrong deeds. Vidya means to acquire knowledge. Satyam means truthfulness. Akrotha, not getting angry even though cause is there to get anger. All these are the lakshanas of dharma. These can be explained in a very elaborated way. I just only gave meanings due to lack of time. I just gave only meanings here. I spoke extensively in the Telugu lectures, which I gave in Telugu medium in Sanaatana Dharma course in our Veda Samskruti Samiti. You can listen if you are interested. Now, 8th point is the most important items in Sanaatana Dharma. Under this item, I gave 21 points, which I already mentioned yesterday. So today I will not repeat because it is waste of time. We do not have much time. So 21 plus 7, at least minimum 28 points, all of us should try to know. You should know thoroughly to know our Sanaatana Dharma. If you know all these points, you will be having the gist of our Sanaatana Dharma. So these 21 points, I do not want to repeat. I can answer your questions because yesterday we could not get any time for discussion.
Okay, Amma. You please carry on as per your plan.
Whatever you want, and I will try to answer. Now, you discuss about
Hello, your voice is muted, Amma.
yes.
Yeah. So your lecture is over. Yeah.
Amma, is your voice muted? Your voice is muted, Amma. Amma, your voice is muted, Amma. It's not heard.
Why it is not muted actually? నా వినిపించట్లేదా ఇప్పుడు నా మాటలు?
ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తా ఉంది. అప్పుడు కొంచెం మధ్యలో బ్రేక్ అయింది. ఇప్పుడు now we are able to hear.
Because they want time for discussion.
Yeah, today we'll start the discussion, ma. Shall we start?
Yes, start.
Yeah, now all of you can start raising your questions. You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and start. I think please start asking your questions. There are some in the chat box also. Amma, I'll start telling you about the chat box questions, ma. Because there are some chat box questions. The first one is, is there a formal definition of dharma anywhere in Vedas or other Shastras? What is that definition? That is the first question, Amma. Hello, Amma, that's the first question, Amma. Amma, your answer is not heard.
Disturbance. There is a lot of sound and noise and disturbance at background. Now, are you able to listen my voice now?
Yes, ma.
Already several definitions I gave about dharma in all our scriptures, including Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, even Bhagavad Gita. We can say in each and every scripture of us, several definitions are there about dharma. Even I have given so many definitions about dharma. So you listen to it once again, then you will be know what is the definition of dharma.
Yeah.
Ma, just repeat that dharma in Manusmruti.
Dharma.
The definition Manusmruti, please.
Dharma eva hato hanti, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. That is the most important sentence. So we should keep up dharma. Dharma eva hato hanti means dharma destroys if we do not follow dharma. Dharma protects us if we follow dharma. What is actually dharma? What is actually dharma is given. Several definitions I already gave. So it is waste of.
You have just given last Manusmriti definition you have given. Can you please repeat it?
The sloka you want to repeat again?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Mano dharmo hatovati. Dharma eva hatohanti dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Edo mano hanto hatovati.
No, not that one. Not that one. One more slogan you have given. Last slogan. What you have?
Stayam, that one.
Manusmriti Dharma you told. You told this from Manusmriti.
10 characteristics of dharma.
Yeah. Yes.
Dhruti kshama damo. That.
Yeah. Yeah. Please read that.
Okay. That comes in 7th point.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, anybody can question any other question.
Yeah. Amma, second one is, I'm sure that the dharmas are listed in all our Puranas. Is there any one book which compiled all the dharmas and dharma sukshmas?
Such books might have been written by somebody, but we do not know. So many books are there. Dharma shastras are there. All these dharmas are there. Compiled at one in a small book, in the sense somebody might have written. We have to search for them.
Okay. Okay. The next question is, killing enemies is also dharma, but Prithviraj Chauhan did not kill Muhammad Ghori multiple times and allowed him to come back. Clarify. This is by Mr. Venkateshwarlu.
Yes, certainly he should kill Muhammad Ghori. That is why, because he did not kill, so much loss occurred to us, to all of us. Yes, killing enemies is really Chatra Dharma. To protect our motherland, if enemies are coming, we should certainly kill them. Because unless we kill and destroy the enemies, how can we protect our motherland? So to protect our motherland, king has to kill the enemies. So Muhammad Ghori or Ghajani, so many times he invaded, he should be killed. But Prithviraj Chauhan, he did not kill. Yes, correct.
Mr. Ashok, do dharma determines our karma or karma determines our dharma?
Both are mutually interrelated. Karma according to karma, karma according to dharma. Both are there.
And the next one is, all those who followed dharma were all put to difficulties throughout their lives in our Puranas. Does it mean that the fruit one gets by following dharma is only pains and problems?
No.
By Murthy Ellapettikar. No?
No. When we follow dharma, that dharma definitely protects us. But
Yeah.
because the karmas we did either in this birth or in previous births, accordingly we have to enjoy. So all sufferings we are undergoing, they are all due to the karmas we did in our previous births. So we have to do. We should not feel that though we are very righteous, though we are very pious, though we never did any harm to anybody in this birth, yet we are suffering, means we are suffering due to the works we did in our previous births. So accordingly, according to the karmas we do, we reap the fruits. God is there only to give the fruits according to our own karmas. So we should not feel that if we follow dharma, we'll be the losers. And those who are very unrighteous and not following dharma, they are enjoying the life very happily. That's not correct. They appear as if they are enjoying because they may have done a lot of merit in the previous births, and the fruit they are enjoying now in this birth.
Okay. Thank you, Amma. Now,
the stories, one second.
Yeah.
But the stories what we are seeing in Puranas and other things, they are the examples of to establish the importance of dharma. Those stories have been picked up and told to us.
Yes.
That doesn't mean every fellow who is following dharma will be having problems. That is not the correct statement. The statements of the stories of Satyarishchandra, Shiv Chakravarti and all those people has surfaced us to show that what is the importance of Dharma and how it can protect the people. The
Yes.
examples have been shown by them. It doesn't mean they are suffering for that.
Yes, correct. Because even though it appears as if they have suffered, that is only the test given to them by gods. And ultimately, they got name and fame. They suffered a little for few years, maybe, but they have enjoyed reaped the fruits of those meritorious deeds and following Dharma for several thousands of years. They became one with gods. They lived in the, even now they say Satya Harishchandra is staying at the abode of Devendra in Swarga. He is still there. That is, for several crores of years, they enjoy the fruits of doing Dharma and Satya.
Thank you, Amma. Next, Chiranjeevi Rapolu garu has asked, is there a formal definition of Dharma anywhere in Vedas or other Shastras? What is that definition?
The madam has given half a dozen definitions in different places. Ramayana, Manusmriti, just like during this period.
Yeah.
Please hear the video a number of times.
Okay. What is the relationship between Dharma and religion, or are they just the same? I think you have answered that also.
Religion is entirely different and Dharma. In fact, even religion is part of Dharma. We can say we never speak about such particular religion. We say ours is the way of life that we have to live. But suppose, because nowadays we speak about religion, even religion, in whichever family, whichever religion a person is given birth by God, we have to follow that religion. Yo yam yam, even Sri Krishna Paramatma said, suppose a person is born as a Hindu, he should behave throughout his life as Hindu. If a person is born as a Christian, he should throughout follow as a Christian. So that is his dharma. One should always do one's own dharma.
Thank you, Amma. Next question is, if we follow Kali Yuga Dharma fully and strictly, does our prarabdha karma dissolve?
Kali Yuga Dharma. Because we are all in Kali Yuga, whatever dharma we are following, that is Kali Yuga Dharma only. What is the question? If we follow Kali Yuga Dharma?
If we follow Kali Yuga Dharma fully and strictly, does our prarabdha karma dissolve?
Prarabdha
No.
karma. Prarabdham Shet. Prarabdha karma, we have to suffer or enjoy. We have to enjoy. Unless we bhoga to nashyet, that bhoga is enjoyment, either suffering or enjoyment, that is bhoga. So prarabdha cannot be changed. Prarabdha, a little changes may be done by our extensive work of dharmacharana and punyacharana. But sanchita karmas can be completely removed by us, by our efforts. Then agata, that is anagata karmas, the karmas which are going to come afterwards, even they can be removed. Agata, anagata and prarabdha we say. Only prarabdha. Yes?
Agami karma.
Agami karmas. We can make our agami karmas never come to us at all. Because when we do nishkama karma, then when we do all the karmas offering at the feet of Paramatma, then even if we do karmas, we are considered as if we do not do any karmas. When we are not at all doing any karma, how can there be any result at all? So result will not be there. So prarabdha only is to be enjoyed. That's all.
The question is, the question I understand, as I understand, is Kali Yuga Dharma, if I follow, so my prarabdha karma will be abolished. No, it cannot be. That is the answer. Kali Yuga Dharma is Kali Yuga Dharma. It's Kali Yuga, what happens in what people, how people behave with the Kali Yuga Dharma. But individual dharma depends. The individual dharma depends on your position, your place, and your time. So that we cannot get confused with this Kali Yuga, general Kali Yuga Dharma to a individual dharma.
Yes.
And Dissolution of karma leads to Swarga. That's one more question. Dissolution of karma leads to Swarga or Moksha. That he wants to know.
Karma leads to karmas means yajna yaga, the karmas if we do meritorious deeds, certainly we go to heaven. Swarga kamo yajeta. If with the intention of getting any loka, if we do any karma, we get that loka. That is, so many lokas are there, not only Swarga. Several other Kubera loka is there, Surya loka, Chandra loka, then Jagannatha's loka, Kailasa, Vaikuntha, Satyaloka, all are there. So with the purpose of, with the intention of getting into any loka, if we do any yagas, certainly we get that. So for getting moksha, these karmas only jnana devatu kaivalyam. Any sort of karmas or yajna yagas and all, they never make a person fit to get moksha. Only by jnana, the real knowledge, one can get liberated. Brahma with, we say, becomes Brahman. We should know what is Brahman and what is real knowledge, what is wrong knowledge, and Dehatma Bhranti should not be there. And whatever we do, as said in Bhagavad Gita, if we follow what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, we can get liberated. If we follow the essence of Bhagavata, we can get liberated. If we correctly understand the essence of the teachings of our Sanaatana Dharma, we can get liberated. We can live happily here in this world, and also if we want any heavenly abodes, we can get, and we can get liberated also by doing only Nishkama Karma. We can get liberated, doing our duties sincerely.
Okay, thank you, Amma. And Rip Kumar Mehta Garu, you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Ma'am, you said when the demons kill the people or disrupt the prayers, it is not dharma because that is not dharma given by the God. But in Mahabharata, Krishna told Arjuna to kill his own kith and kin. So how is it that what Krishna told Arjuna is dharma, and when demons kill people, that is not dharma?
That is dharma, because Arjuna is a Kshatriya. Kshatriya's duty is to kill and destroy the cruel people, adharmikas, who are creating hindrance to maintain peace and harmony and happiness in society. And moreover, that kingdom belongs to Panduraja. And these Pandavas are the children of Panduraja. So that kingdom belongs to Dharmaraja and Pandavas. Even then, because Dhritarashtra was the ruler, all these people, they accepted him as Pedanana grandfather and also as the king. And accordingly, because Duryodhana is Dhritarashtra's elder son, Dhritarashtra divided the kingdom into two parts and gave one part to Duryodhana and one part to Dharmaraja and Pandavas. So accordingly, also that Indraprastha and other part, that kingdom belongs to Pandavas. When that kingdom is snatched away, robbed away in an unrighteous manner, Atharma Juda, then even then that they obliged even for that Atharma Juda also, and they went and kept the niyamas that they kept, they obliged. For 12 years they went to forest, for 1 year Ajnatavasa they did. Automatically their kingdom should be given to them by Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, but they did not give. So it is the most important duty of Pandavas is to either fight or kill them and get their kingdom to their control. That is the duty of Pandavas as a Kshatriya. So because Arjuna is a Kshatriya, he has to fight. So Krishna asked him to do his duty, that's all. He did his duty, he did not kill anybody. Killing, who kills whom? There is no one, no human being can kill any human being or any other person. If the red slayer thinks he slays, or if the slain think he is slain, they know not well the subtle ways I keep and pass and turn again, they say. Ya evam veti hantaram yasyenam hanyate matam upautau na vijanito nayam hanti na hanyate. It is God who is killing. Actually, Sri Krishna Paramatma killed all these people. Kala itself has killed all these people. Samba Sadasiva Parameswara stood in front of the chariot of Arjuna, in front of Sri Krishna, the charioteer, and Shiva, Kala Swarupa, he killed everybody. Arjuna is only a nimitta, he is pretext. He did not kill at all. He thought he is killing, so that ignorance is removed by the teachings of Sri Krishna Paramatma.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
ma'am.
you,
Thank you.
Amma. Jnana Kanda, not Karma Kanda, you mean for moksha.
Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda leads to heavenly about happiness and pleasures, getting good wife, good children, properties and all here in this world, on this earth here. Then Jnana Kanda leads to moksha.
One more question, ma. It's from Garuda.
A karma kanda, one clarification. A karma kanda, when it is not getting attached to that karma, then it leads to moksha.
Yes, correct.
You have to do just a karma which is done without getting attachment that you have done that job, you have done that karma. For example, you are doing an Agni Agad Kartus. Don't attach that you have done. Don't take the credit for yourself. For that phalam, you go to God. As God has got it done, then you will not be attached with that karma and go to Swargam. You will rightly go to the moksha. So realizing that doing Nishkama karma with Saranagati will make you go to Moksha Padavi. Jnana. That itself is Jnana. Realizing that is Jnana. Realizing that Atma and Anatma are different. That is the realizing Jnana. When that realization comes, automatically Moksham is attached. That's what Krishna Bhagavan says. He says, my person Jnani and myself, there is no difference. Jnanam means Bhagavan, Bhagavan means Jnanam. That's what he says. So the moment you realize that Atma and Sariram are different, that is the Jnanam. And that is one aspect of direct Jnanam without doing karma. But getting that Jnanam is very difficult for everybody. So a common man is supposed to do the karma and let him do the karma, what he is supposed to do, but without getting attachment to the good deeds, what he is doing. He has to leave that phalam to the God.
Yes.
Then that karma will not come to his credit, either bad or good. Bad anyway, he has to suffer. Even good will not come to him if he does not get attached to it. That's what he is there advice given by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
One more by Venkateshwarlu Garu. He says that Kshatra Dharma, I think what is required today is only Kshatra Dharma, which is completely absent. We are being good, but totally missing Kshatra Dharma. Clarity. He wants clarity about it.
We are missing Shastra Dharma. So what? He is asking the question, I'm unable to understand.
Yeah,
Yes, I will answer this question.
Yeah.
Yes, we are missing Kshatra Dharma. That is why the purpose of this whole course is for that purpose only.
Yes,
The purpose of this course, the purpose of this Veda Samskruti Samiti, the course, the Veda Samskruti Samiti originated for that purpose only, to create Kshatriyas and Acharyas, intellectual Kshatriyas and intellectual Acharyas. That is the purpose of this course. It is missing. It was missing, not today. It was missing from thousands of years. Even Prithviraj Chauhan, the question was there just now. Prithviraj Chauhan itself is away from Kshatriya Dharma. Though he was good, he didn't kill Gauri in the first or second time itself. Must have done 1 second. Why 17 times he left? So that is the mistake he has done. And that's what is the result of that. Result of the Buddhism and Jainism in this country.
Yes, correct.
Ahimsa Tattvam. And then Saranagati should not be killed. Certain things which has come in between has made the Kshatriya laws. And the result is we have lost all the Kshatriyas.
Yes.
And Kshatriyas also have not followed Dharma in medieval days. Because of the non-following Dharma over a period of time, the Kshatriyas has to suffer, and they have got fight within them, and all Kshatriyas have been killed over a period of time. Similarly, all Pandits have been killed, all Brahmins have been killed, because they started following Dharma, not following Dharma in true spirit in some people. So with that when some people are not following, the whole thing has come, the loophole has come in the country, and even Brahmins and Kshatriyas have been killed, massacred over a period of 1,000 years. And that is the result why the country is like this now. We are at crossroads. Now it's time for us to revive back and bring back the Kshatriyas and intellectual Kshatriyas, intellectual Acharyas to save the country. That is the process of going on now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I will tell that sloka which our master asked us. Dhrute kshama damosteyam shaucham indriya nigrahaha khrir vidya satyam akrodhaha etad dharmasya lakshanam dashakam dharma lakshanam. Two readings are there. So these are the 10 qualities, 10 traits, gunas of dharma. If we follow all these characteristics, then we can say we are following dharma. So dhrutihi kshama dhamaha damaha asteyam shaucham indriya nigrahaha khrihi vidya satyam akrodhaha dashakam dharma lakshanam. These 10 are the characteristics of dharma.
Amma, one more question, Amma. Does mlecha are created by God to kill Hindu by uttering jihad? Because it's the act and decision of Lord. So
God not created. They themselves polluted their minds and their bad, evil feelings created them. It is not God. God never creates anybody to kill anybody else, others of the society. Mlechas, they are mlechas, so they are behaving in such a rude, rash manner.
That is the dharma is created by one person. It's not the God.
Yes, correct.
Amma, in the Garuda Purana, fear of death is probably because we do not know what happens after death. Maybe reading Garuda Purana will help us know what happens after death. Of course, when we read Garuda Purana, it becomes even more scary, looking at the amount of adharma we do and the consequences that await us. Perhaps we should have learned and followed dharma and adharma much earlier in our lives. It's like, how in Garuda Purana, how can be related to our life?
That is
Even reading Garuda Purana will not make you scare you. Once you realize, at least you realize at that point, I should realize what is Atma. At that point, you realize what is Adharma. At that point, you realize what is Atma and Anatma, what is Nityam, what is Anityam. At that, when you realize at the last moment of your breath also, if you realize that this is the thing and pray God, and you will get moksha. That's what Bhagavan told.
yes.
You have to realize that. You have anubhavaika vaidyam. You have to go and get into the experience of your mind and thought and this thing.
Yes,
And once you get into that feeling,
yes,
that realization in true spirit, automatically you'll get. But realization of that true spirit gives by knowing what is going to happen. So by reading Garuda Purana, you cannot get fear. You will get realized. You will get realization. You should understand that. The realization happens. But if you see, go on doing adharma and then reading Garuda Purana, naturally you get fear.
Yes.
First understand what is dharma and what is adharma, what you are not supposed to do.
One last question. Even Sri Krishna followed the same strategy in tackling Jarasandha, and only in 17th time he ensured that he is killed by Bhima. Maybe it is righteousness. That's what one can.
Jarasandha is, there is a boon for Jarasandha also, by whom he could be killed. The time has to come. So since the time has not come, Krishna did not directly fight with him. He just avoided him.
Sri Krishna actually left Jarasandha not knowing. After 17 times when he came, then he did not realize that Bhima has to kill. Sri Krishna is aware of the fact that Bhima is the only killer of Jarasandha, because 5 persons are there. If one person is killed by any other person, the remaining 4 will be killed in the hands of the same person. So Bakasura, Jarasandha, Duryodhana, then Bhima alone has to kill all these people. Sri Krishna is aware of that fact. Even then, he left Jarasandha several times because Jarasandha will gather all the wicked, cruel, bad people of society and come to fight with him. So thus he left him, so that at the time of Kurukshetra war, at least a huge amount of bad persons burden will be lessened. So Sri Krishna let Jarasandha go away. When all the bad people who are accompanying and taking resort of Jarasandha were completely ruled away, killed away, then Bhima killed Jarasandha.
Venkateshwarlu Garu is making a statement that we require Krishnas, not Buddha, because of Buddha, Ashoka became like that. Ashoka was spoiled by Buddha not to fight. So we need Krishnas. That's his statement. That's it. That's his opinion.
Yes, the Krishna theory has been gone into background during the Buddha period.
Yes.
So it has to be brought back again.
That
Prabhakar Mahodaya and Visalakshama for clearing all the doubts and giving more knowledge with examples, with live examples.
yes.
We all are really very blessed to get all those live examples and understand better. Okay, now if everything is over, we'll go for the prayer.
Yes.
I'll ask Satya.
Yes.
One-
Amma, you want to say something, please? Yeah.
So at that time when Kalinga Yuddha took place, then Ashoka Chakravarti realized that unnecessarily, due to his will and wish of extending his kingdom, unnecessarily noble, pious, innocent people were killed. So with the teachings of Gautama Buddha, he repented a lot. That is different. And this war of Sri Krishna and Kuru Pandavas, this is different. According to the time, person, place, we should test what all things are happening. So at that time, that is proper. So only Ahimsa prevailed after Kalinga war, when so many people were killed. Then he realized, Ashoka Chakravarti, that killing is not the real aim, just to extend his kingdom. There is no dharmika reason for fighting. Here there is dharmika reason for fighting at Kurukshetra war. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all of them individually also are expressing their thanks to your wonderful session. Now I request Satya Garu to recite the prayer.
Sure. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथ्वी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति.
धन्यवादः Satya Garu. Now I request Krishnamurti Garu, Tangirala Krishnamurti Garu to recite the national anthem. All of you can stand for the national anthem, please.
जनगण अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हे।
ధన్యవాదాः తంగిరాల కృష్ణమూర్తి గారు. Now I'll conclude the session for today. Amma, thank you, Visalakshi.